Get something done. I don't want to do my goddamn.
Once we have identified the OS and account information, we can start looking into the system configuration of the host. Hostname: the hostname is stored in the /etc/hostname file on a Linux host. It can be accessed using the cat utility.
Let's check it out on this then. Is it loading? Cat host name. Shit. Etc. host name. That's what I thought of it. I think it was gonna be that anyways. Yeah. Oh well, fuck. That's confusing because I made all my names Callie. Fuck my dumb ass. Fuck. Hang on. Confused on that. Alright. And that's a file. Can I make that say whatever I want? I feel like I fucked that. Oh, it's read only. I'll fuck that up when I do it. Etc. A host name. Everything's a file. How is everything a file? Huh. I'm busy, man. What are you talking about? I'm done playing those damn games. Fuck. You doing the same shit to me. I've been asking you questions for 2 days. I'm busy. I ain't got time for this shit. I ain't got time for these damn games and shit. I'm trying to.
Time zone information is a significant piece of information that gives an indicator of the general location of the device or the time window it might be used in. Time zone information can be found at the location /etc/time zone, and it can be read using the cat utility.
Chicago. What's my time zone? Is it in Chicago time zone? Hell, I'm confused. I got so many damn machines. System configuration. Read that.
Network configuration. To find information about the network interfaces, we can cat the /etc/network/interfaces file.
Oh, that's only if I
The
got.
output on your machine might be different from the one shown here, depending on your configuration.
Wait, what is it? Network interface. I had a different way of checking that. spelled that wrong here. Cat, etc. Interfaces. That's why that didn't show up. I spelled that all wrong. No, I didn't. What's that fucking? Let me just find that file now. I gotta remember how I used to do it. Do hacking, how to cheat sheet. ifconfig. That's what it was. Yeah, that shows you more about it than that fucking cat bullshit. Loopback, iPhase. Ethernet, that's the Ethernet port. What is the Docker? What's the Docker interface in Linux? Docker running natively. I don't want to read that. Here, just read it to me.
Docker, running natively on Linux, leverages several Linux kernel features to provide its core functionalities for containerization, isolation, resource management, and networking. Here's how Docker interacts with the Linux kernel and its interfaces, namespaces. Docker creates isolated environments for containers using Linux namespaces. Each container gets its own namespace for processes, network interfaces, file systems, and more. Control groups. Docker utilizes groups to manage and limit resources like CPU.
Shut up. Whatever. I'm getting too big into a rabbit hole again. Let's stop doing that. Let's just let's just do the lesson.
Similarly, to find information about the MAC and IP addresses of the different interfaces, we can use the IP utility. To learn more about the IP utility, we can see its man page. Man IP. The below terminal shows the usage of the IP utility. Note that this will only be helpful on a live system.
No, I don't have. I should have internet. Yeah. Ten 128. It should be 128. 10.10.128.1.55. Yeah, I don't know what this one is. Why does it not work? There we go. It's the same thing. Alright. Oh, fuck that. Active network connections. Read that to me, baby. Yeah, you little slut.
Active network connections on a live system. Knowing the active network connections provides additional context to the investigation. We can use the netstat utility to find active network connections on a Linux host. We can learn more about the netstat utility by reading its man page. Man netstat. The below terminal shows the usage of the netstat utility.
Over all the ports. It always start. I'm fucking assuming that's the port. Netstat, that NatP. What it does. What is dash NatP? You motherfucker. Let me grep it. What does NatP fucking mean in netstat? Whatever. It's too much to look. Fucking see, when it comes to shit like this, Google doesn't want to help at all. Dude, I know there's a lot more than just that. TCP 6, what the hell is that? Or IPv6. Oh, okay. That's probably OBS. That's probably OBS. I don't know what that is. That's probably TryHackMe.
Running processes. If performing forensics on a live system, it is helpful to check the running processes. The PS utility shows details about the running processes. To find out about the PS utility, we can use the man page. Man PS. The below terminal shows the usage of the PS utility.
Does command prompt do that? I can't remember. Yes. Is that in here? I thought that was a command somewhere. Ugh.
DNS information. The file /etc/hosts contains the configuration for the DNS name assignment. We can use the cat utility to read the host's file. To learn more about the host's file, we can use the man page. Man hosts. The below terminal shows a sample output of the host's file.
Oh, I'm not reading all that. Damn. Oh, I'm fucking just tired, man.
The information about DNS servers that a Linux host talks to for DNS resolution is stored in the resolve.conf file. Its location is /etc/resolve.conf. We can use the cat utility to read this file.
On my router. I was using my router as a DNS server. The local network. fuck, I already did all that. It didn't tell me to fucking answer all the questions while doing that. If I knew that, I would have been answering all those questions. Oh, one, whatever that is. There it is. X Tiger VNC. What is VNC? I forgot what VNC is. X Tiger VNC. Hold on. How do I grab that? God damn it. I don't remember how to grab that. Is it lowercase? Fuck, man. What? Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. That's what I gotta do. PSOs. I knew it was something like that. Grab X Tiger. Fuck, man. I had to look that up. I can't remember how to grab it. fucks everything pissing me off, man.
Knowing the environment we are investigating, we can then move on to finding out what persistence mechanisms exist on the Linux host under investigation. Persistence mechanisms are ways a program can survive after a system reboot. This helps malware authors retain their access to a system even if the system is rebooted. Let's see how we can. Knowing the environment we are investigating, we can then move on to finding out what persistence mechanisms exist on the Linux host under investigation. Persistence mechanisms are ways a program can survive after a system reboot. This helps malware authors retain their access to a system even if the system is rebooted. Let's see how we can identify persistence mechanisms in a Linux host. Cron jobs are commands that run periodically after a set amount of time. A Linux host maintains a list of cron jobs in a file located at /etc/cron tab. We can read the file using the cat utility. above terminal output shows the contents of a sample /etc/cron tab file. As can be seen, the file contains information about the time interval after which the command has to run, the username that runs the command, and the command itself. It can also contain scripts to run, where the script that needs to be run will be placed on the disk, and the command to run it will be added to this. The above terminal output shows the contents of a sample /etc/cron tab file. As can be seen, the file contains information about the time interval after which the command has to run, the username that runs the command, and the command itself. It can also contain scripts to run, where the script that needs to be run will be placed on the disk, and the command to run it will be added to this file. Service startup. Like Windows, services can be set up in Linux that will start and run in the background after every system boot. A list of services can be found in the /etc/init.d directory. We can check the contents of the directory by using the ls utility.
I feel like I set one of these up.
.bashrc. When a bash shell is spawned, it runs the commands stored in the .bashrc file. This file can be considered as a startup list of actions to be performed. Hence it can prove to be a good place to look for persistence. The following terminal shows an example .bashrc file.
Jesus Christ. Where's that at?
Knowing what programs have been executed on a host is one of the main purposes of performing forensic analysis. On a Linux host, we can find the evidence of execution from the following sources. Sudo execution history. All the commands that are run on a Linux host using sudo are stored in the auth log. We already learned about the auth log in task 3. We can use the grep utility to filter out only the required information from the auth log.
Jesus. I don't even know how to read that. Yeah, I can't get it.
The above terminal shows commands run by the user Ubuntu using sudo. Bash history. Any commands other than the ones run using sudo are stored in the bash history. Every user's bash history is stored separately in that user's home folder. Therefore, when examining bash history, we need to get the bash_history file from each user's home directory. It is important to examine the bash history from the root user as well, to make note of all the commands run using the root user as well.
Yeah, all mine are in this one. No, I don't see it. What was I?
Files accessed using Vim. The Vim text editor stores logs for opened files in Vim in the file name .viminfo in the home directory. This file contains command line history, search string history, etc. for the opened files. We can use the cat utility to open .viminfo. Viminfo.
That'd be good. Net. Oh, damn it. That's what I see is that. that's it. That's the goddamn. How do I do that? Uh-oh. That so didn't work for me. I had to type it, really? Do I have to literally type it? That's crazy. It won't work for my ass. It's not working for my. Why won't it work for me? God damn it, at this point, I'm just gonna fucking. It's not working for me at this point, I'm just gonna fucking do it. user been? I don't know. Whatever. It's not working for me, so I'm not gonna sit here and fucking try to get it to work when it don't want to work. So whatever.
One of the most important sources of information on the activity on a Linux host is the log files. These log files maintain a history of activity performed on the host, and the amount of logging depends on the logging level defined on the system. Let's take a look at some of the important log sources. Logs are generally found in the /var/log directory. Syslog. The syslog contains messages that are recorded by the host about system activity. The detail which is recorded in these messages is configurable through the logging level. We can use the cat utility to view the syslog, which can be found in the file. One of the most important sources of information on the activity on a Linux host is the log files. These log files maintain a history of activity performed on the host, and the amount of logging depends on the logging level defined on the system. Let's take a look at some of the important log sources. Logs are generally found in the /var/log directory. Syslog. The syslog contains messages that are recorded by the host about system activity. The detail which is recorded in these messages is configurable through the logging level. We can use the cat utility to view the syslog, which can be found in the file /var/log/syslog. Since the syslog is a huge file, it is easier to use tail, head, more or less utilities to help make it more readable. The above terminal shows the system time, system name, the process that sent the log, the process ID, and the details of the log. We can see a couple of cron jobs being run here in the logs above, apart from some other activity. We can see an asterisk after the syslog. This is to include rotated logs as well. With the passage of time, the Linux machine rotates older logs into files such as syslog.1, syslog.2, etc., so that the syslog file doesn't become too big. In order to search through all of the syslogs, we use the asterisk wildcard. Auth logs. We have already discussed the auth logs in the previous tasks. The auth logs contain information about users and authentication related logs. The below terminal shows a sample of the auth logs. We can see above that the log stored information about the creation of a new group, a new user, and the addition of the user into different groups. Third-party logs similar to the syslog and authentication logs. /var/log/directory contains logs for third-party applications such as web server, database, or file share server logs. We can investigate these by looking at the /var/log/directory.
I'm trying to see. Let's see if he did. I don't feel like he did it. That's why I did change from none to true. I don't see that anywhere. What? I don't see it anywhere. Well, let's try. The answer is TryHackMe, but I don't see it. Where the fuck do you see that, dude? I hate how you can't literally find it. sure it's TryHackMe. Whatever. Well, it's not. What is the name? That's what I thought it was. I'm like, man. Will it let me post it? That's cool. Alright, tomorrow's gonna be autopsy. No, I'm kinda excited for this one. It's supposed to be a short lesson. I doubt it's gonna be a short lesson. Let's see. 40 minutes. I'm getting up there. I'm my own friend. Alright, well, tomorrow. See you later, guys.